It's Friday, Cody, and if it was 15, 20 years ago right now, I would be somewhere with a cooler in Dallas, Texas, getting ready to go out to the bars tonight and get in a bunch of trouble before I had to wake up super early and head to the Cotton Bowl to go eat corn dogs and drink beer at 9 in the morning and hopefully not see Texas get completely run over by a Bob Stoops coached team. Certainly a different place we're living in right now. I do have my whole family has left the house. They're all going up to Dallas. I, of course, have to stay home and work covering the team. And still, man, the very day before the game, all these years later, we talk about it all week, and it's just the same. Coming into this game, you never know what to expect. I still don't feel confident in my predictions. We're going to have final takes anyway, though, because it is a Friday. First, let's thank our presenting sponsor, the Man Eye Institute. See life better at the Man Eye Institute. 1-844-WOW-2020. 844-WOW-2020. All your vision needs, LASIK, anything you need. The Man Eye Institute is where you can see life better. All right, Cody. Final takes. Your score prediction for the game.
My score prediction for the game. We talked about this before we came on here. This is one that I think, just like you do, could go either direction. And I spent the whole morning walking to the gym. I was the guy at the bench this morning, sitting between sets, typing my prediction into my phone and figuring what score I wanted and counting drives and yada, yada, yada. And I came back to this and I just go, this prediction is like under the estimation for me personally that Mateer is dressed to play, Hawkins starts, and then Texas is going to take a lead. Mateer comes in. This is how I'm building this.
Dude, here's the thing. If he's dressed to play and you think Hawkins starts, you should be going to Prize Picks and taking all of the lesses on all the Mateer numbers.
Okay, well now you just stole the bait from me because I was going to tell everyone that. I was going to say like,
oh, okay.
No, you're good. It's just a mind.
We didn't discuss that, so
it's a mind meld thing. So that's my theory is that I got Texas 19-6. And that is with the idea that Mateer comes in later than like the start of the game. I think Hawkins starts it, Texas gets up, yada, yada, that comes in. But I think I could be wrong right off the bat, just because I come back home from the gym, I pull up Prize Picks, and like Alex said, there's John Mateer, not only rushing numbers. You could have told me in the 5 days ago, like, yeah, they're gonna have a rushing number from Mateer. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Like they got to put a number up. Like they're going to get some action on that just because it's Mateer. It's him running. But when they put up a Mateer passing number,
yeah, man,
and it's 25 yards higher than Arch Manning's, I think to myself, well, you'd be a stooge to take the over on that.
Yeah.
But also, why is it available?
I'm taking the less right now, so I'm going to take Mateer.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be a stooge to take the over on that, because the theory is if he plays one snap, you're good, right?
Yeah.
So you take the under on 231. That's a lot of passing yards in this, what we're expecting from this game. So I don't know. With my prediction of 19-6, it's not really into I put that prediction in. I altered it all week. I put that prediction in with thinking Mateer's not going to play 100% of the snaps. And now I see this number come out on Prize Picks. Use that promo code Orange Bloods when you sign up. And I go, dang. I'm like right in the boat of like, this thing could be, 21-19. I don't know. I'm not changing my prediction. I'm just saying I'm 19-6, but seeing the Mateer passing number was a big revelation for me when I got back from the gym this afternoon.
I'm going to, the cool thing about Prize Picks is you can, I believe after you make a pick, you have like 5 minutes where you can cancel it. I'm worried I didn't put I'm going to cancel this one because I did not put enough money on this. I need to put Mateer, right? So Mateer, before they change this thing, less, and then they have Arch Manning
rushing
for over 16 and a half yards rushing. I know he's probably going to get sacked and stuff, but that's not like a $20 bet. That's more like a $75.
All right. I just typed that. I literally just got done doing that. Like as I'm talking, I'm on Prize Picks making that, and you just hit Mateer's number just went up to 232.
It did.
Yeah,
So, okay, well, I'll take that too. People are betting the more.
I guess.
Okay,
Am I a stooge?
maybe. Like I said, man, this game you never know, dude. So, like for me, whenever I got for my score prediction, whenever I got done doing the offensive line review this week, I just said to myself, I I just got to remember this is a team that for the time being it would be wise not to give the benefit of the doubt as far as matchups that you're worried about, right? And the matchup I'm most worried about is that offensive line versus the Oklahoma defense. So I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a low scoring game, but I did pick Oklahoma to win 17-14. I think it could just as easily be Texas winning at the end. I think it's gonna be one of these things where it's a final field goal wins. And um, I do think though that if the Texas defense shows up and plays like it's capable of playing, I do think that Mateer is going to be in a. I mean, he's going to be compromised whether it's whether it's in the run game or whether it's in the passing game. One of them has to be true because he has to protect his hand in some way, right? And so whether that's not running or whether that's saying, all right, we're going to put something on your hand that's going to mess with the way you throw the football, at least to some degree, right? You feel like he's going to be hindered in some way. And if he's hindered in some kind of way, which it seems like he's sort of destined to be, and if the Texas defense shows up, I don't think that's I don't whenever Oklahoma has no run game, I do not think that that's a good recipe for them, right? With that said, I'm not confident in the recipe that Texas has offensively either. So I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. Hope for the sake of my family that's going to be there, it'll be a good game. Hope for their sake that Texas wins because my kids take these losses harder than anyone I know. But that's my score prediction. What about defensive MVP for Texas?
I'm going to go Michael Taft. I mean, this is a situation where he's coming off what can be looked at. I know I've seen some people out there that were like, he's one of the 3 stars of the game last week on defense. And I go, I think that was maybe his worst game as a starter for Texas last week. And, there was a couple of missed tackles and he had the opportunity to pick up that forced fumble or that fumble that Ty Anthony forced
on the first play, right?
Yeah, and generally he does that. Generally he makes that play. I think Taft's got a little bit of an edge to him, and this defense is going to have a big edge to him. So I think Taft
was the fumble that Grayson Littleton forced, right? It was the fumble that Ty Anthony forced that Anthony Hill picked up. You're thinking about the first play of the game, right?
You're right. Yeah, you're right. That was Littleton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, point stands. Like I think this defense is going to have an edge to him off the rip, and I'm looking for Michael Taft to make a play or 2 or 3 early. Do like you remember Makuba last year had a couple of opportunities where he had interceptions or made big plays, and like I think that's where Taft is going to be sitting. He's got this is where you make hay. I think Chance Mock had a tweet this morning where he's like, greats are made in the A&M game, legends are made in the Oklahoma game, and Taft is he's a great. But is he a legend in the Texas lore? I think he's close, but this is an opportunity for him to etch his name into that.
Certainly a legendary Westlake chaparral. All right. So for mine, I'm just like I'm getting. I'll say Colin Simmons going back to Dallas. I think Colin Simmons. It's time for him to break out and have a monster game, right? It's time for him to just go get after the quarterback, pin his ears back. We've talked about it, like all the talk about R. Mason Thomas, all this stuff. The Texas offensive line can't hold up against this defensive front. David Stone and the whole, Dominic Williams and R. Mason Thomas and yada yada yada. And then here's Colin Simmons. It's like, what am I, chopped liver? Like I've had a little bit of
anything.
Well, it's been a slow start to the season, but it's like I asked Catch on the Prize Picks show. Like, if you were starting a college team, wouldn't you rather have Colin Simmons than anybody on that Oklahoma defensive front?
Mm-hmm.
It's like why not him? So I'll say Colin Simmons this week. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if the defensive MVP was somebody not named Simmons. Hill, McDonald, or Taff.
Note with that, I like that. The right side of their offensive line. I know Texas's offensive line got the brunt of the conversation this week. The right side of their offensive line, Derek Simmons, who's a transfer in, he's out. Logan Howland, doubtful. He's his backup. Jake Taylor, he's his backup. He's out. And then Troy Everett's also out. So their right tackles are potentially going to be 4 deep. They're going to be on their 4th right tackle in this game as well. And then that matchup that you talked about with Simmons is going to be against the great Michael Fasusi.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, well. I mean, that's an angle that I hadn't really thought about yet, because Fasusi's been in and out of the lineup with his injury. So, what a face off! Golly. All right. So with that being said, Cody, here's the big question. I've been to a number of these games that have been very, very lopsided, that we didn't necessarily expect to be super lopsided whenever we were coming into it. If there's one team that's more likely to be the winner in a 49-0 affair, which team is it?
Texas. It's Texas. And this is not a homer thought, because obviously I'm not a homer. I've told y'all know this if you listen to the show. The Oklahoma fans that are tapped in, locked in, though, I am 100% a homer in their eyes. So you're welcome. The reason that Texas is the only team that can win this game 49-0 is because they're the team that has the bona fides in the explosive game. And they have the play caller on the offense. And this is no hate to Arbuckle. It's no hate on them. This is the team that has the history of the explosive plays, the super explosive 20-plus yards downfield. Yes, they got Giovanni Gibson back for Oklahoma. Yes, you got a Jade Knott back. Mateer's banged up. Like, I don't think that offense with Mateer scores 49 points, even if he's 100%. The one with Texas is like, if Texas clicks, they can create explosives with Wingo and DeAndre Moore and Jack Endries. And if any part of this running game is going, you can see the explosives come around. I don't think that there's a shot in hell any of this happens, but if there was one team that was going to do it, it would be Texas.